morning, Rodney. I love you. You're doing great. I have 4 months and 15 days today, according to the app. I mean, I'm sure there's more, whatever, a day or whatever. Yeah, but 4 months, 15 days. I'm just going to go off the app. My clean date stays the same. But it doesn't even matter days. What matters is months and years. And really today. That's all that really matters. All that matters is today. But what I wanted to do is just check in with myself. And, I've been thinking a lot about this diary that I'm doing, this video diary. What's it for? How's it going to help myself? And, my kids can watch this one day. Really, that's all that needs to be the case. If somebody were to watch it, great. If it helps them, awesome. If I never find out it helped them, wonderful. That's the mentality it needs to be. So just to check in with myself. I'm finding myself lacking the push-up category. I know I'm working out like every day, but I'm lacking the push-ups, and that's what got me here. So I need to step up and make sure that every night I'm doing those. I mean, unless I'm just that sore. So that's about the only excuse. And I need to step back in. It's been a couple days since I did my step work, and I need to get back in there and answer. I think every time I go in there, I can answer 10 questions, and then I'll be done with it soon. Or whenever. So 10 more questions. So that's going to be I sit down, I answer 10, no more, no less. I don't want to burn myself out. So 10 questions. And I think that will be like doing, 10 reps. You can do them. They're easy. You want to do more, but if you do too many, you won't want to go back tomorrow. So I'm going to treat this kind of like that and do 10 more questions. And I need to call myself out and do them tonight. So do them tonight. I can do that in 30 minutes. Just put myself aside 30 minutes, to answer 10 questions. If I get it done in faster than 30 minutes and I was honest, open-minded, and willing when I did them, then I'm fine with that. If it gets done earlier, I'm fine with that too. But 10 questions is my new goal. 10 questions every time I sit down and do step work. And then maybe what I'll do is try to find a way that I'm doing these every other day or every 3 days. I want to give myself a schedule and then just kind of bump it little by little, because I'm lacking in it. And what else? Need to call my sponsor. I haven't talked to him in a few days. Just check in with them, let them know where I'm at, let them know what's going on. Oh, I shared something at OP yesterday, and somebody laughed at me, or they did something, and they said, "No, I think you're wrong," and I think they're right. I do think they're right. I said that if you work step 4, you won't get loaded in. And that's true. I was wrong. You just have a good chance of not if you work the steps and work an active program of recovery. I think what I'm going to do is call myself out next Monday and just say, you were right. I have this ego thing, and really we're all just in the same thing together. I can sometimes get ahead of myself and start thinking that I know better. Sitting in the same class with everybody else, with almost the same amount of time as everybody else, if not less. So who am I to say what's going to work for one person or another person? And I need to have that approach with everything I do, at least in regards to recovery or the gym. When I start acting like the master, then I'm not growing. Always be a student in everything I do. Always be a student. So there's more room for improvement. There's more I can learn. And even when I get to that point. But I had that icky feeling inside of me when they said that. And I didn't like that feeling. But I also was able to kind of conquer it by saying, look, you deal with rejection all the time. If you can't handle what somebody says, don't say anything then. And what they have to say is, let's look at some truth to what they're saying. What else is going on with me? Well, I'm not where I need to be in the cars. But I have a good feeling that moving forward, I won't be distracted from, threads or any of that, because I'm not doing that anymore. It really took away some of this terrible fucking bullshit that I had going on internally. And now I'm not like on my phone anymore, as absorbed at least, and I like that too. So I like that. I acknowledged something, I found it, I shared about it, and then I removed it. That's what this is all about, And I said I'm pretty bad, a pretty harsh email or text again to a certain individual. This time it was not. It wasn't like, how could you? It was more of, here's what's happened and here's what's going to happen as a result of it. And here's what I think you're not, and really, you haven't apologized about that yet. But they also responded by saying they weren't going to read any of it because they don't feel like it's helping. And so I'm also, I think that's smart. Just because I send something doesn't mean it's gold. And they definitely are leaning towards the right choice, so why even bring it up unless you see otherwise? So, come on, where's that compassion at, Rodney? Yes, you were upset. There was syrup all over the ground. You were mad about the fact that cost money and it was wasted. You were mad about so many things, and it just built up like a tea kettle. And then you just blew your top on a text. And it started just coming out while you were leaving. And I think what put open the top was the fact that somebody wanted 2 kitty litter boxes, and you said no to that, and it was like 2 on 1. So just something to think about, man. Just because you got some valid points doesn't mean you're not wrong, bro. You're wrong. Your actions, my actions can make me wrong on how I respond to something. And then what I say, although might be correct in terms of information, that doesn't make it right on how I delivered it. And you're nowhere better. You're no better than somebody else who's struggling. You might think you know better, but if we get down to the root of it, like the real root of it, do you think the financials are playing a factor in all of this? Because I think they are. I think if you were like squared away in terms of finances, it wouldn't be as stressful. Although the manageability or the unmanageability of the place is definitely playing a factor. But technically, it's not your environment. The more you start understanding that and owning that, the better you'll be able to really people would say, well, you're paying for it, so you get to say that, but how I say things, how I react, it's not justifiable by the money that I put in. And if I want to be a better person and I want to learn to be somebody who can control their emotions as, you know, like as good as somebody who controls their emotions, then this is going to take some practice. And there'll be some amends you got to make throughout the process, even if you feel you're right by the information given. So, what's happening that's good? Well, I got a month and a half and I'll have 6 months, which means I can do H&I. More importantly, that 6-month marker means that I can go to the treatment center that I was at, and I can speak, which is kind of cool. I didn't want to do it at 4 months. They allowed at 4, but I wanted to do it at 6, and then I want to do it at 12. So that's kind of a cool goal. 6 weeks from now, I will call and set it up. I don't want to be doing it on my 6 month. I just want to set it up when I have 6 months. And I am taking my, you know, I'm working out regularly, which is good. I'm not eating terribly, even though last night I ate 2 Oreo cookies and I drank whole milk with them. Not good. I ate some of that pot pie. Not good. Although, whatever. I can't beat myself, but I just gotta pay attention to my intake of what I'm eating. You can make a decision not to do that. So just be aware. But proud of you for not. You wanted to go grab some food from somewhere, and you kept just telling yourself it's okay, you can do it. And you know what? You didn't. So you wanted to get that spring roll so bad. You didn't take it. You didn't get it. So yeah, this is, you know, not filled with all kinds of you know, haikus or whatever you want to call them. This is just a check-in. This is my journal. I'm doing great, but there's a lot of room for improvement. So I'm doing better. And you know, I'll give myself some grace. It's okay. You're getting there. Just keep putting in that work. Keep checking in with yourself. Keep calling your sponsor. Keep making the meetings. And make amends when needed. Which is always, if you do something stupid or you say something fucked up. And make sure that you keep sharing about everything going on with you. And stop worrying about what's to come. Start worrying about today. And don't even worry about today. Worry doesn't do shit. Just take hold of today and do everything you can to where you can look in the mirror and you can say, I did everything I possibly could. I did everything I possibly could today. That way I can look at myself in the mirror comfortably and not feel like, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And guess what? There's going to be things you didn't do or things you fall short on. But that's okay too. You're not going to be perfect today. You're gonna try to go out there and give it perfection, knowing that you're not going to be perfect, but you're going to give it your all. And we're going to improve 1 or 2% today. If we improve more than that, great. But that's the minimum today. And that should be the minimum every day. 1 or 2% better. That's 2 extra calls. That's 1 extra set. That's a little bit more step work. That's calling your sponsor. Just all of those things, and you will feel good about today. There's never been a situation in your life where that if you worried enough, it would have got fixed. But there's been so many things in your life that you worried so much and it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. And then there were times in your life that you worried and it was really close to what you thought it was going to be, but you did nothing about it. So if you're worried about something that you can actually do something about and you do nothing about it, then yes, it's going to happen the way you worried about it. But if you don't worry about it and you just handle it, knowing that at least you gave it your all, like how Christmas went down, like treatment, like all this other stuff, that you didn't really worry, you just trusted. If you trust, you won't worry in your higher power. So it's going to be a great day, and you're 20 minutes early. You know, that's awesome, dude. There's another thing you controlled today. You got into the gym, you got the kids off, and you were able to get to work, 16 minutes early. I mean, I'm pulling in 18 minutes early, but it takes me a few minutes. So even if it's 15 minutes early, it's so much better than 5 minutes early. And the goal here is to get there before 5 minutes early. So, good job. Keep up the good work. You're amazing, and I love you.